right?
Huh?
Or nah? I said we
Nah,
all
Yeah, I'm
FBAs
yeah.
or nah?
nah,
I'm
I'm
not.
nah, I'm born and raised in Brooklyn. I'm not FBA though.
What's your ethnicity, my boy?
Panamanian and Guyanese.
Salute.
Okay, salute. And who else is like Caribbean or like or anything else?
Just Mosa. Mosa Nigerian. That's it. But he born here too though.
Oh, word? I ain't know that.
Yeah, he from New York too.
Okay, nah, salute
Yes.
though, salute.
Salute.
Yes,
You from the
sir.
X?
Uptown, Fallon.
What what part of the X,
Gun
bro?
Hill.
O- Okay, okay, salute, bro. So what you think about the FBA? What you think about us delineating this shit then?
Um,
'Cause I think I missed when you was
yeah,
talking
it's
about it or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's the
yeah,
first
it's
thing we
like one
was
of the
talking
first
about.
things we talked about. If you
Yeah,
like play the
yeah.
first 20 minutes of the live, you'll catch my whole breakdown. But I just thought it was stupid at first because I'm like, y'all need as much as y'all can get to go against these dudes. But when
Yeah.
a couple dudes got on a panel
But
and broke it down for me, like it's like, okay, I got it.
yeah.
Like y'all want to at least start the conversation and start the movement so that because at the end of the conversation is there's hope and there's a fight that y'all will get reparations. In my personal opinion,
It's more than reparations though. Like
yeah,
I agree with you. We do need help. We definitely need as much people as possible. But the problem is nobody really want to help. They just want to get money
Exactly.
and take it back to their
Because when niggas
country.
hear reparations, they just
And
think
then
about money.
yeah, nah, I ain't even talking about reparations. I'm saying what I'm saying is we need other black people to
Yeah.
support. But the problem is that they don't want to support. They don't be on no real revolutionary shit. They just want to enhance their country, them, their
Yeah.
family, and their country. So, and then they have a lot of disdain for us black FBAs. So at now it's becoming counterintuitive where you brought your cousins over here to help, but they just eating out the fridge, but they not paying no bills, and then they going back home and eating good wherever they from. You know what I'm saying? You like, yo, bro, I need food in my fridge for my immediate family if you not gonna contribute. So we gonna have to delineate, my nigga. If you come over here, you gonna have to contribute or something. If you can't contribute, it's no more free rides. Because basically, we're not even just talking about black immigrants, it's all immigrants. The government gave them all free money to come in black neighborhoods and open up
okay,
businesses.
now we got to start fact checking.
Hey
When
Mosa. Hey
when
Mosa.
Yeah.
Salute.
did
Salute. I'm out
Nigerians?
of here. Salute to the panel. Thank y'all
Yes,
for
sir.
having me, man. I'll take you next
Salute,
Appreciate
time.
salute, salute, brother.
Hey Mosa,
Salute,
keep doing
bro.
your thing.
I appreciate you, G.
All right. Nice talking to y'all.
Salute.
Yes, like I was saying, when did the Nigerians get money from the government? Can you pull up any source material that says, all right, yeah, like the Nigerians got money, they were given this much money to start businesses. Like, can we pull that up, or is that just speculation that we making?
Nah, so it's not the Nigerians alone. It'll be Africans. Like right now, the African Union, for example, the African Union is getting funds from the United States. They was getting funds from USAID.
Y'all get funds too.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all get
And
funds too.
and a part
Trump gave how much money?
black black Americans don't get funds, bro. We never get
Bro, what are you
funds.
talking about? Bro? Y'all
We
have
they,
y'all
you
have
can't
y'all
name
have billions of dollars that go into HCBUs. You guys get grants. They got
where does that
grants that's
where does that come
specifically
from?
for African Americans. Like they got grants that I can't even get. Y'all get them too.
Yes, you can. Because this is one reason why we delineate is because we had look, you said HBCUs, right? Who are they bringing in mostly to the HBCUs? It's mostly non-black Americans, bro.
I didn't know.
You heard the nigga that's running for mayor, the Arab nigga, whatever the Hindu nigga. You know who I'm talking about in New
Mm-mm,
York City?
no,
Yeah.
who that?
Yeah, he just got caught on an application that he did applying for college 7 years ago, that he applied as an African American. You know what I'm saying? They're bringing in a lot of Caribbeans and Africans to replace us at HBCUs, and that's just a prime example.
Kamala
What they're
did the
doing
same
is
thing with her
they're
application to get into college, even though
yeah,
she's Indian.
Kamala Harris, another one. What they're doing is they're replacing us Black Americans with immigrants. You know what I'm saying? Where the immigration shit is working against us,
But
pretty
hold on,
much. And
though.
it's not just, and that's what I'm saying. It's not, and I know my Africans think it's just Africans. No, the Asians, everybody, Mexicans, we on our own shit. It don't matter who it is. We not helping no Hispanics no more. That's that. That's that they one of the first ones because them niggas be unaliving niggas. So they on a whole nother level. You feel me?
I'm not mad at.
So we definitely not.
I'm not
rocking
mad
with
at that.
Hold on. Let me just say real quick.
Yeah.
It's going on 10 hours. I don't know how y'all still up, but it's been real, yo.
Now it's nighttime for me, bro. I'm in Cambodia. I'm 12 hours ahead of y'all.
Oh yeah, nigga. It's 6
So I ain't even
with it.
Yeah.
And I've been here since the
So
start, but yeah, it's been real though. Yeah, for me. Y'all
I
stay
appreciate
steady.
you, dog. Thank you
Salute,
for
bro.
live stream,
No
bro.
doubt.
Great combos.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Salute. But yeah, so basically, you know, the immigrants was able to come up, any immigrant, you know, because I was watching this podcast called Ladies of Sosa, which is South Sudan. They Africans. They show love though. And you know, they cool, but they was thinking like, yo, we're just delineating against as just Africans. And it's like, nah, bro. It's not just Africans. It's just that Africans, you know, they black, so we support them. You from New York City, bro. Most Africans sell perfumes, t-shirts, you know, you know, do certain things. We support them, bro. We instead of going to the white department store, we gonna go get some t-shirts from our African brothers over there. We gonna go buy these soaps. We gonna go fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? But now it's different when these same Africans, especially Nigerians, they talk, and you Nigerian, bro, so you know they talk the most shit about Black Americans. They got the Carter term. They tell us we lazy, and then they tell us that they're more successful than us, which is not true. But you from Nigeria, you know, it's just the difference with you is you probably was born in New York
Yeah, bro. I was born
what?
in New York, but I've never been to Africa. Never.
Yeah, so you a whole nother you a first generation African in America, right?
Yeah.
Or American or whatever. So your attitude is it's like Chinese people, bro. It's like the difference between China Mac and the average person from China. You feel me? China Mac love Black Americans, fuck with Black Americans. He's first generation Chinese, grew up around Black Americans. However, his parents, grandparents from China don't fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same thing with Nigerians. You was born and raised around us, so you probably got mad love for us. So you catching strays. Niggas like you, who first generation, y'all catching mad strays. Y'all the only ones we probably feel bad for.
I
You know what I'm
wish
saying?
you,
Like,
I
damn,
wish
these
you were
niggas
on a
catching
panel
strays.
earlier because we was talking about this shit, bro. How I'm basically caught in the middle, but also I have an argument for both sides. Like I was saying, I spent most of my young childhood, teenage, young, even now, when I talk to older Africans, I be having to break down the fact that Black Americans have a whole system, a whole grid designed to bring them down constantly. You know what I'm saying? But then I also got to talk to the Black Americans like, well, look, every time you guys have a power paradigm that you can take advantage of, like Black Lives Matter, you know.
That's Caribbean.
Oh, well, to the
Those three, the three women that ran out is Caribbean, and they sent the hundreds of millions to Joe Biden and white people and shit. And then they took the last 6-7 million to they sell. That's one reason why we delineate,
took
bro.
that as their personal loss. I don't know where those women are from. You know what I'm saying? But they took that as. But the whole point of it was me saying it's always one of your own that pulls the Jenga block when you guys are building something up. It's one of your own that pull a Jenga piece out and knock down everything y'all building, right? Because.
But see that's the thing, bro. What we're learning is some of these people are not our own. That's why we delineate.
We talking about
because,
your own,
for
bro.
example, Yeah, but that example right there, and I'm gonna use other examples. They're not our own. So they on some they we invited all these people because we think everybody's black, they us. But they not. Everybody's a different ethnic group and they're foreigners and they don't
But
share
you
the same
understand,
experiences with
right?
us.
You
So
know, through the perspective of, let's say, an African, it looks like y'all are self-destructive. Bloods and Crips wasn't started by no foreign black people. They were started by y'all. And the bloodshed on
okay.
that level between Bloods and Crips is in comparison to tribal wars in Africa, if not worse, with how many niggas done killed each other over shit they don't own. Or like Rick Ross, when the CIA started bringing cocaine to him because he want to get rich, he gonna flood his own community with drugs. That shit done set niggas back decades. It set niggas back decades. And when you have stuff like that
All
that
right.
exist, and then you say, well, we want to, like, separate, you still give one of those people that want to be ignorant something to use against you. Like, nigga, what you mean? Nigga, look at Bloods and Crips. Look at this. Look at, like, you guys are crabs in a barrel. You guys are gonna kill each other. That's what you guys do. So
That's not
I'm
true.
not saying it's true, but
That's not true,
what I'm
bro.
saying is it's not like y'all are blameless. Where it's like, yeah, man, if we were to separate, from these other black people, we'd be better off. And that was my question that I posed. Do y'all think y'all better off delineating from foreign blacks, or are you better together? Because a foreign black would say, this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to just see it as, all right, this is just more foolishness. Even though,
Now
yeah.
I'm gonna answer that though. You wanna
Go
finish
ahead. You straight.
on that? I'm gonna answer that. We already came together. Y'all already here. We already tried to come together with
When?
foreign blacks. Since the '60s, since y'all came here, bro. Since immigrants came in this country, bro.
How did we try?
We've been trying to come together with foreign blacks. The fact that y'all even in America and y'all are even considered black because y'all didn't even consider y'all. You already know if you from Nigeria, you know your grandparents or parents they didn't
Yeah,
consider
because
themselves
that's an
black.
American construct.
You know that exactly, bro, exactly. And we considered y'all black as one of us. We considered everybody who's black as one of us. We already came together, bro, since the '60s. The fact that other black immigrants are even in these are our neighborhoods, bro. These are our neighborhoods. You don't see us spitting in your face saying y'all niggas ain't black, go back to your country or no wild shit like that. No. We showing niggas love and bringing niggas and supporting niggas businesses. Y'all get businesses, right? And we come and shop with y'all, bro. And immigrants in general, but definitely black immigrants for sure. We come and support our brothers or cousins or whatever that's
I could
from
counter
another country.
bro,
You know what I'm saying?
because
Yeah, but let me finish. Let me finish because you were saying how we're self-destructive and all that as if we're revolutionaries, bro. Africa is way more self-destructive than anything we could do because they never had a revolution. Anytime they freed themselves, we was involved. South Africa, we came and ended apartheid. We was talking about Ethiopia, how we came and fought wars for them and freed. You know what I'm saying? It's 2 billion niggas in Africa, or 1.5 billion. You know what I'm saying? And they can't really get anything going, bro. It's a lot of Africans. It's more Africans than white
agreed,
people on the planet.
agreed.
They could start a revolution themselves. They don't even need us, bro. But somehow it always involves us. We come and how can you say we never came together when Nelson Mandela came and freed South Africa from
Well,
apartheid, bro? Or and it's not just Nelson Mandela. We had plenty of celebrities that were
let me say
supporting
this.
Africa.
You
You
did
heard? No
miss
matter what.
this conversation.
Gag,
I
gag.
said this, number one. The most superior black people on this earth are the black Americans, period. You guys are the ideal. Y'all are what you are the new mold. That's what you are. What every other person of color wants to be in this world right now is a Black American, right? And you were upheld as such. That's number one. Number two, I also said that Africa is not going to free itself. The likeliness with if Africa ever gets free, it's going to be somebody from America, a Black American, whether he was somebody who's a first generation or somebody who's been inside America, is going to come to Africa and try to make change. But to my knowledge, maybe around the 80s, when like the Africans really started piling into the US, it wasn't just straight love. I think you forgot niggas got called African booty scratchers growing up. Oh, you stink. Your food
As a
stink.
kid. That's as a kid, bro.
Matter.
And that's what I don't like. And I understand you. I understand it, bro, because y'all not from our culture, so you think it's so hostile. But if you just look around, China Mac, for example, China Mac had the same thing happen to him. He's Chinese. I had one Chinese person in my public school. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets their ass cut growing up with us, bro. We call each other African booty scratcher, and we ain't even African. And I know if you went to public school with us, you've heard that. I know you've seen us cut. We don't just target somebody who's African, bro. No, everybody gets it. You know what I'm saying? But being that you're not from you from here or from the culture, you're not used to it and you take it real. We didn't know you was gonna carry this shit into adulthood, bro. Because that's all I hear Africans say. I didn't know Africans was even still thinking about that shit because we don't. That's just our culture, bro.
It was a distinction made when I'm not gonna say when we came here because I was born here, but when we coming into socializing now we leaving the household to socializing with other children from different households. That distinction gets made. You're not one of us. You cool, but you are an African booty scratcher. You wear dashikis on special occasions. What the fuck is that? Nigga, your name long as fuck. What the fuck is like that's like a constant reminder, like, all right, you not one of us. So now
is that hate?
It doesn't have to be hate because Africans don't hate y'all. And I feel like that's something that
no, but answer my question. I don't even get to that yet, because we'll talk about that. But when you was growing up, did you feel like Black Americans hated Africans?
Depends on the person, yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. You feel like you felt like Black American, especially in Brooklyn or Bronx or in New York City anywhere. You felt like, and how old are you, bro, if you don't mind me asking? All right, so you're 2 years younger than me. I'm 31. So 90s, I'm 94, you probably 96. And you grew up, and you felt like Black Americans hated Africans. That's
for
what you
my
felt
African people that could not assimilate fast enough. The amount of bullying and torment that they went through in school was unreal. And I say this because I had another Nigerian friend. His name was Old Nick. Motherfuckers ain't never fuck with that nigga, bro.
I got a question for you though. I got a follow-up question. What about Caribbeans? Do you feel like Caribbeans didn't get the same treatment?
Hell no.
That's cat, bro.
Hell no.
That's cat, bro. That's cat, bro. That's cat, bro. Yo, bro. Everybody got the same treatment, bro. I know this Caribbean girl. See, the Caribbeans or Africans like you, who was born here, have it easier than somebody who came here in 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 4th grade. They have it easier because you was born here, you understand the culture more. You heard? I know a girl who came here, transferred in 6th grade. Them girls was whipping her ass, bro. Them girls was whipping her ass, and she's from either Trinidad or some Caribbean country. Them other girls, and the funny part is, it don't even be all FBAs that do that. It be other Caribbeans or Africans who was born here.
I don't want to have too
Yeah,
much
they-
smoke for y'all because a lot of that smoke was coming from the Caribbeans. To keep it,
Yeah, but it's really the ones that was born here who already assimilated versus the ones who they just come fresh off the boat. You could hear the accent, all that.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And they be whipping their ass something bad, and I'll be like, and the girls got it worse than niggas, bro. You know, niggas, you learn how to fight, you get some respect. The girls, they jumping you off rip. Off rip is some hierarchy shit. And they trying to scratch your face. And this public school. This is public school. This just if it ain't too much violence involved. Cause sometimes, you know, niggas started carrying, you know, after a while. But what I'm saying is like, nah, bro, everybody got that smoke. Y'all just looked at it. Y'all took it too personal, bro. Because we got that smoke with each other, bro. You heard? But after like school, my nigga, it's just school, bro. We go through real life. You can't tell me black. Let's talk about adults because I hear the same thing from Africans, from Caribbeans, Chinese people got the same shit. Oh, I was Chinese. They called me Ching Chong, Jackie Chan. Like, come on, bro. It's like everybody got that smoke when we was kids, bro. We kids. If you go anywhere, you're gonna get bullied if you're different, bro. If I go to Japan as a black boy and I'm in 4th grade, they're gonna bully me. They're gonna tell me I'm not Japanese. They're gonna tell me I look like whatever. You heard? I've seen videos on black kids that grow up in Japan or China. China, they gonna call you a nigger and all that. Anywhere you different, they're gonna bully you,
See,
bro.
bro,
They bully
but
each other.
so
That's
you
kids.
see
But I gotta
Yeah.
ask you a question though. As an adult, do you feel like black Americans hated Africans and didn't support Africans when Africans was in black
as
neighborhoods?
an adult, being African, specifically Nigerian, life is a little different when you're Nigerian. Being Nigerian, we just started getting popular in like 2016, 2015. Now we love.
I'm not talking about popularity,
No.
bro. I'm not talking about no
Not even
popularity.
popularity. I'm just
I'm
talking
talking
about
about
like we
love.
just started getting embraced in the last 10 or 15 years. Besides that, me telling somebody that I'm Nigerian wasn't bringing no love my way. Niggas is cutting ass. Niggas is disrespecting. Niggas is, you know what I'm saying? Like only now that I'm about to be 30, am I actually hearing like, yo, Black Americans genuinely feel like Africans hate them. And I would say Africans don't hate Black Americans, especially not Jews.
That's cat.
They don't, bro. Let me explain. Hold on.
That's cat.
Let me explain.
Yeah.
Nigerians, we are very, very egotistical as a people, right? I would say that about myself. I say that about my whole family. We are egotistical. We look down on other Africans. We look down on Ghanaians. We look down on people from, Senegal. That's just how we are because we think we are the superior black race. We think we are the Wakanda of the universe. So now when you run into us in the US, you think that we hate you. When all it really is, like I've been saying, is nah, it ain't hate. We just looking at y'all like y'all got all these resources, all these things that that y'all been here with, and y'all not utilizing it. Now, granted, we had this conversation already earlier that's just ignorance that we speaking through. We still don't understand what y'all go through. We don't really understand how, some of those doors are open
Nah, forget
to
that,
come here and
bro.
yeah.
Forget that narrative. I don't even want to talk about the problems we go through. Fuck all that. That narrative itself. What are we using? What benefits do we get that we not using?
Bro, let
Because
me
I'm
give
gonna tell
you
you, yeah, it's a misunderstanding that y'all
let me
have, and
give
it's
you
not
a
about
prime
what we're going
example,
through.
right? And I'm here telling you my family business, but fuck it, right? My
Mhm.
dad is the first person from his bloodline to voluntarily come to the Americas. At the end of his life, thanks to him, we have been able to acquire over 6 properties as an immigrant. He did not have no college education. He didn't get no 6-figure job, and he didn't get no big check from the government helping him start up shit. He was driving a taxi. He did whatever he needed to do to make sure that he could get to it. I have friends who grandma, them been in this country forever, and only one person in their bloodline has ever owned a piece of property. It
I got a
doesn't
question for you
matter.
though.
Hold on,
Now
bro.
let me. Yeah,
Hold
yeah,
on,
yeah.
let me finish. It doesn't matter what you're going to. Now, granted, my dad wasn't pompous, so he understands the struggle of the Black American. But what if he didn't understand that? He's just looking at y'all like, nigga, I just got off the plane and got to it. Nigga, what you been doing this whole time?
How long it took him to get 6 properties? If you don't mind me asking.
I'll probably say about like 10 years, 10, 15
All right.
years.
Now let me ask you. Now let me say this though, right? Do you know what the problem is with immigrants in general and Nigerians and Africans in general? You compare the best of you to the worst of us.
Yo,
Do you
bro,
know
I
how many of?
swear to
I'm gonna give
God.
you an example. No, let me
Y'all
give you an
got the
because my
same
hold up.
talking
Let me
points.
talk, bro. Let me talk, bro. No,
got
because look, my pops got 4 properties. I'm FBA. I'm from Crown Heights, Brooklyn.
Mm.
So that's what I'm saying. You comparing your father, who's probably the best of the Nigerians or one of the best, with the worst of us, bro. Because there's many of us that's middle class and rich. It's many of us that got that's worth $1 million and more. For example, we look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z sold crack. You already know this nigga became a billionaire within 20 years. That's unheard of. From selling crack, bro, from it with no wealth passed down. Donald Trump had wealth passed down to him, millions of dollars passed down to him. All these people, Bill Gates, they had money passed down to him. Motherfucking Amazon nigga, I forgot his name. He had money passed
Jeff
down.
Bezos.
You heard? We have billionaires that had no money passed down that became billionaires within 20 years. You heard? We have plenty of millionaires. But what happens is when we get rich, for some reason, y'all don't consider them FBA no more. I don't know why. Y'all only consider the niggas you in the hood with that's in the struggle FBA. So you look at them niggas and you compare yourselves to the best of you. And that's not a
Yeah.
fair comparison because we could walk Brooklyn right now, Bronx right now. We can see Africans panhandling on the street, selling bags or selling soaps or selling whatever. But you just compared your father, who's one of the brightest of Nigerians, to the lowest of FBAs. And that's not a fair comparison at all, bro.
You want to
There's
know
plenty
something,
of
bro?
yeah,
Brooklyn.
yeah, yeah,
Sorry to cut
yeah.
you off, but you do have a good point. But I will say this: for you to leave Africa, especially at that time, and come over here, already sets you apart from a whole damn continent. But you got to understand when, and I'm gonna say us, you know, when my dad came to this country, just like him and many others, he got placed amongst the hood. The very first place he could get an apartment to live was amongst niggas that wasn't doing well. And that's most people's situation. So now when they grinding and they climbing and now they go from that first apartment and maybe they got some assistance, whether it was Section 8 or they had to,
They always
cousins,
get assistance, bro.
you
And
feel me like that.
that's what I don't like about the narrative that Africans use. Act like they just got it from the mud. No, they always got handouts in the
Whoa,
United States as
hold on,
well.
because like I said before, you gotta prove that
All right.
most Africans when they come to the U.S. for the first time, they are shacking up with whoever is already here. You be having 12, 15 Africans in one house. Niggas is gonna sleep, work, drive
For
that cab.
real.
They run it up.
I agree with that.
And keep doing shit. Some people get Section 8. My dad wasn't one of those people. I was just hypothetically speaking. Like, maybe he got something, but wherever he was able to land that first apartment, maybe because it was the price range, he was in the hood. So he's seeing and viewing the worst of y'all. And then when he bring my mom over, she's seeing and viewing the worst of y'all. And then they grind and then they elevate, buy homes, do this. And the same people that they was in those scummy apartments with is still there. So that's the perception, even if it's wrong. That's the perception they have of African Americans. Like, damn, you motherfuckers been here, and you ain't
When did
climbed
your
out.
pops and did this? Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, bro. He's definitely comparing himself, who's a cream of the crop Nigerian, with the worst of us. Because my parents was in the shelter. I was in a shelter when I was 2 years old. My pops became middle class. My mother became middle class. They got a brownstone in Brooklyn that's worth $2 million now. He got multiple properties, bro. This is what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm saying. The lens that you're looking at it with, you can apply this to any country, bro. I can go to Nigeria, I can go to the slums of Nigeria, and I can look at how they doing and living it up, and I can say y'all niggas ain't shit. Look what I'm doing in Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? But I'm one of the best of the best.
Y'all
I'm a,
supposed
I'm
to
a, I'm a,
box.
let me say this though. Let me say this, right? Um, your father, all immigrants, when they come here, they're classified as white. All of them. It don't matter if they're African, Asian, it don't matter who it is. When they get identification, it's gonna say white on there. Even white, even being classified as white gets you higher, gets you better interest rates, home loans. You get approved for jobs easier. You get approved for a bunch of shit easier than being classified as black. You're gonna have a harder time than your father, believe it or not. You're gonna have a harder time than your father because you was born here. They're gonna classify you as black. But your father's gonna be classified as white. All immigrants get classified as white. And just by paper, just paperwork, when they apply for loans and lines of credit and credit cards, they get approved faster than
Thing
that.
that I disagree with you with is them being classified as white. I don't know where the fuck you got that information from, but everything else sounds pretty accurate. But
All right, let me ask you. Now, I'm asking you though. Did you ever look at your father's identification?
no, I didn't.
Ask him. See a picture. It's gonna say
Well, my
white on
father
there, bro.
passed, bro. He
Okay,
passed.
right. Live in peace.
My mama
All right.
probably know.
Yeah, well, actually, if your mother came over here, ask her if she's alive. Ask her to send you a picture of her ID or something. Any immigrant, that's all immigrants, bro. You could be Chinese and African, because people think black just mean you dark skin when you classified as black. Nah, only the black people who was born here is classified as black. All black immigrants, or white immigrants, or Chinese immigrants, or or Hispanic immigrants classified as white. Jocelyn Hernandez, she's a dark skin. I think she's Puerto Rican, right? She's a black Puerto Rican. She called herself black Puerto Rican princess. She says she's black, 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 black. When she got locked up, the rap sheet said white. They're all immigrants. If you came over here and you wasn't born over here, you're gonna be classified as white. That alone is gonna get you better credit scores, credit cards, lines of credit, business lines of credit. That's better. Job application is gonna look better. Offer it when it say white. You know what I'm saying? That's an advantage people don't really know about. That immigrants, just like how Kamala Harris was giving all this money to immigrants, all immigrants when you came over here. You know what I'm saying? And Joe Biden was giving all this money. That been happening. That didn't just start with Joe Biden. They've been giving money and resources to immigrants because white people are immigrants themselves, and that's how they got on in the country. The Homestead Act. The Homestead Act, which is like 1870 or something like that. They took land from American Indians, my ancestors, who's black, Negro, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Many different ways, and they gave it all to white people for free. Taught them how to farm and everything. So now all these towns, they got all these land from the Homestead Act. They got handouts. All immigrants get handouts, no matter what. Am I making it exclusive to Nigeria? Be Sudanese, you could be Chinese. The Asians got a whole loan package for a couple $100 million, just as so long as they open their businesses in black neighborhoods. That's why you see a Chinese. That's why you see a Chinese liquor store in every other block, or a Chinese store. These people and no disrespect, but all of the immigrants that's here, they're from poorer countries than ours.
Facts.
Even China was poor in 30, 40 years ago. 1970s, 60s, when they came, they was poor as fuck. They was just as poor as like Thailand or Cambodia. It was poorer than that. They came up when they start sending people to America. In America, the United States was giving them credit to open businesses in black neighborhoods. That helped them. They came up off of that. and they started making Chinatowns and all this. You know what I'm saying? And um, only some of them. You heard? I'm not gonna say all of them, but some of them, many of them use that to open up businesses, and then those businesses became the shelter for their cousins and shit that came over. You know what I'm saying? That came over, they cousin to come work for them. You know what I'm saying? And then he'll level up. Just like how you said, Africans will come 10, 15, sleep in one apartment. But how did they get that one apartment? You can't just come over here and get an apartment.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying?
honestly, bro, I'll tell you how. Like my mom is a prime example, bro. Like she opened up her home for any one of my family members that's about to make that trip from there to here. You know, they build themselves up and they figure shit out. I was, I was gonna say this, and then Skeeta, if you have anything that you want to say, you could jump in. But
You got
you
that.
know, having this conversation with y'all FBAs, I will say I have been educated tonight a lot because a lot of the points y'all bring, maybe 1 or 2 points are off, but it's pretty damn accurate. Like I'm doing research right now, and I'm looking like, damn, they really did open up loans and shit like that to the Africans that was coming out here. Because I'm thinking about it right now, like, damn, I don't think my mom was in the country for more than 4 or 5 years before they done copped a house and then copped another house and then copped another house. So I'm like, shit, like I wasn't aware to that. I really couldn't figure it out. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like, man, are these motherfuckers just lazy? Like, but then it's like, nah, like it's got to be deeper than that. It's trauma, it's this is that. But
Nah, it
if
ain't none of
they
that trauma shit.
if they
I
done
don't like.
redlined you,
Yeah,
you know, from being able to get a loan for a house because you lived in a certain area, or you know, you got generation of family in a certain area where they're just going to deny you of a loan, but they're going to approve it for like an African that hasn't been in the country that long. That's
that's
crazy.
all. That's all it is, bro. That's literally all it is. They take our resources and give it to immigrants. That's literally all it is. But on the surface level, it look like niggas just working hard. Niggas come from third world countries and they just work extra hard. You know what I'm saying? And we not working hard. But if you know Black Americans, you know mad niggas with 2 or 3 jobs. Like you know mad niggas with 2 or 3 jobs. There's mad niggas with jobs. Then there's niggas who don't want jobs, but they sell drugs and they take penitentiary chances. Hove was one of them. But I'm just saying, like, on a surface level, and that's the thing. Like, I understand that immigrants, and it's not just Nigerians. I don't want to make it just about Nigerians because all immigrants share the same point of view. Also, when immigrants came here, white people specifically told them in the immigration office not to fuck with us. That's another thing. All immigrants got that talk with white people in the immigrant office, Vietnamese, and they'll tell you this. You go online, all the immigrants of other ethnicities will tell you when they came here, they told them not to fuck with Black Americans. Black Americans are trouble. They're lazy. They're this. They're that. There's this, that, and that's what they thought. And then, but they would also say, we're gonna give you this care package, whatever package it is, loan package, line of credit, apartment, whatever it is. But you have to live amongst Black Americans. And there was a devious plan to that. No immigrant is gonna turn that shit down. You getting free, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying immigrants don't know that they're trying to displace Black or replace Black Americans. They just think this is an opportunity. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But that was the white people's intention. Their intention was to take our reach so we won't have no Black Wall Streets or nothing because all our money will be going to people who sending it back to their country. You know what I'm saying? So now when these immigrants get loans to open up and lines of credit to open up these stores, now we can't open up these stores. And we have to come with our own savings. We not getting no loans and lines of credit at this time to open up businesses. We gotta save up and open this shit up with our own bread, which is gonna cost a lot of money.
Mhm.
And they make sure you can't do that with minimum wage, denying niggas jobs. So you basically have to sell crack to get some bread to even open up a business, you know? Or you have to go to college for years, and it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's a systematic. This is what we call systematic racism, bro. Where they create the game and they rig the game. They make it seem fair. They make it seem like it's a fair game, and all behind the game, they're rigging the game for themselves and against you. You know what I'm saying? And they're giving immigrants all of this money because immigrants are not a threat to them. Immigrants don't own no land for real, right? You don't have any ancestors that own thousands of acres of land in America. Remember, for white people to get all this land, they had to take it from the niggas who was here already.
Right.
So
So
they see us as a major threat.
I got a few questions for you, but I want to give Skeeter the floor. Skeeter, if you got something to add to the convo, or whatever.
I agree, yo. Like, yeah, it probably. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. We do be getting held back, like as far as black people, whatever the case may be. But a lot of us be doing it to ourselves, bro. Like niggas make horrible decisions at a young age that'll just throw their whole future, just derail their whole future. Like I done seen it. Like some of the OGs I work with, they end up getting the wrong types of girls pregnant. Now they on child support and all types of crazy ass shit, or just having a kid early. Like, so when you was talking about how niggas might go to the bank or try to get a loan or whatever the case may be, or they might get denied, a lot of them be fucking their own shit up. But yeah, I agree that I would say a majority of the time, well, I don't know, it ain't no statistics on this, but yeah, it be certain shit like a white person that get it over a black person for real. I definitely agree with that for real.
Now that's deeper. Now that's psychological. When you said niggas be fucking themselves over, you gotta understand that's media training. You know, they put hundreds of millions of dollars to psychologically train our people to act and behave certain ways through the media. That's another thing you got to understand. And it's another reason why we delineate. If you look at any of the black media today, all of black media is owned by black immigrants. And they only show us fighting and shooting each other and selling crack and doing like for example, media takeout. I forgot where the person from media takeout from. They from Africa somewhere. Um, motherfucking the shade room. I think that bitch is not Haitian, either Haitian or not something, but she's a black immigrant. Shade room. That's why you see none but negativity on her shade. You already know World Star. I think he was Jamaican. The nigga who owned World Star.
Yeah, I heard he was some kind of like Caribbean and some shit like that.
Some kind of Caribbean, right? We was just talking about Black Lives Matter. These just 3 Caribbean bitches. They
Shade
scam
Room
the
was
whole
owned
black.
by Nigerian too.
Yeah, not okay. So shade room hold by not, but you get what I'm saying. If you start digging into all of these black media spaces, it's a reason why they never really cover any real pro-black shit. It's always some bullshit because I don't know if they contracted with the government or contracted with people to do this. And they don't have no camaraderie. See, like somebody like you who was born here, you was raised around black Americans, you might have some camaraderie. A nigga from another country is not gonna have no camaraderie with us. So if they get offered a bag to do something that's detrimental to us, they're not gonna have too much in a second or third thought about that, bro. You know what I'm
But they
saying?
would do it to each other, and it's not to say like they
You
looking
said
down
what?
on you, like it's. I'm saying like they would do it to each other, right? So Black Americans, and I would say we have the most camaraderie, and I'm this is me like considering myself one. Anywhere I go in the world,
Mhm.
and I see a Black American, he gonna strike up a conversation with me. He gonna dap me up. That's how Black Americans are. They're very embracing. They're very
But that's
embracing.
all I was asking you before, bro. You was telling me no. That's
Wait,
what I was
hold
asking you before.
on. You feel me, bro?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
there's some aspects to it, but y'all are more embracing. So I say that to say this: because of the plight y'all dealt with these colonizers over the last couple hundred years in the U.S., y'all are on code. Every generation of y'all on code. I got the Black grandmas looking out for me. You know, when I'm dealing with a white man, they always been looking out for me. You know, because y'all are on code, right? Africans are not on code like that because we've never been put in a space really where we're thinking to ourselves we need to unify against him. It's like, nah, my tribe is gonna unify against XYZ, or at least we're gonna try to. Meanwhile, y'all like, nah, if you my color, we need to unify because the enemy is this person. But that's why I'm saying, because even though there is listen, you guys are are frustrated with a group of FBBs that are of a different generation. A
Who's
lot more.
FBB? The foundational Black Britain shit?
No. The foreign born black people.
Yo,
Oh, that's some
this
new
is,
shit, nigga. You made that up?
Foreign born
what
blacks.
the
I didn't
fuck,
make that up,
yo?
bro. Somebody told me that on stream.
Nah,
That's
because
shit.
there's a lady in the UK. She has the term foundational Black Britons, FBBs. So that could be like Miss
He
Please
creating crazy.
send that woman on her way. But you feel me?
Nah,
Like
I think her nah, bro. I don't think y'all should hijack that term because her shit is even more important because she's trying to get them niggas in the UK right, like on some pro black shit. You heard? Like she on some real pro black shit with y'all shit
I
on
didn't
some
hijack
foreign
that.
born
I
black.
didn't. I didn't hijack that, and I don't fall into that terminology because I wasn't foreign born. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
but
I think
you feel me?
that, bro.
My like point that I was trying to say was this: Africans are not really on code. They're gonna sell each other out because naturally since the beginning of time we just very very tribal. Like that's how we are. So when they come over to the Americas and they're making that comparison, like with y'all, it's like, okay, these are not my people. Even if they stem from us, they're not my people. They would go to Ghana and do that shit. They would go to Senegal and do that shit. They would go to Australia and do that shit. They would go to Colombia and do that shit because that's how black people outside of America view other black people. Just because I'm here in Colombia doesn't mean that these black Colombians view me as their own. They don't.
Yeah,
They don't
them
view
South
me as
Africans.
their own.
They kicking Nigerians out or some shit like that in South Africa or some shit like that.
Right.
Or
You know what I'm
America.
saying? So
Yeah.
there's no camaraderie amongst black people outside of America. That because black is an American construct, number one. Number two, my next point was this. A lot of the foreign blacks that you guys feel like you have to separate from, you have to understand that's a different generation. A lot of the foreigners that you think should not be a part of the movement, people like me, people like Skeeter who got a mom that come from Jamaica, we fuck with y'all. We gonna fight with y'all. We support y'all because even though my parents are Nigerian, nigga, I'm American. My whole culture is American. You know what I'm saying? So if there's gonna be a fight for black people to be treated better in this country, I'm a fight. Not because I want to get a slice of the pie of the reparations, because I already know my bloodline was not put through slavery to even earn that. But it's because my future child is going to be American. I want to make sure his life is good here. So if I see that there's a war going on against people that look like me, and I've also have gone through racism, niggas don't care whether I'm Jamaican, Nigerian, this, that, or the third. They see black skin in this country, and I deal with racism. I do it nonstop. So that fight is going to be fought. I'm going to be fighting right alongside. I've been fighting right alongside. Not like I'm going to be. I've been doing it. You know what I'm saying? I've put in grants for technology to try to recirculate wealth amongst the black communities. You could Google that. You could look that up. You feel me? When you look up my name, you can look up, like my contributions to the black community in America before we even thought of Nigeria. Why? Because I was born in America. I've never been to Africa, bro. I don't know.
You can't judge. Forget. I want to let you finish, but you can't judge based on the individual, bro. You heard?
No, what I'm saying is, I think trying to delineate would have made sense 15, 20 years ago. I think today you're gonna exclude a lot of help from people that
like
that would be really down to fight for the cause. And I can't really see the benefit of that other than to say you trying to get more of the slice of the pie for reparations if it ever come. We got to make sure that we make that separation between me and y'all. You feel what I'm saying?
No, it's not that. I think I could speak on behalf of my FBAs. You heard? It's not an individual thing, bro. And I know it's people like you that's riders that support, that grew up with us, that fuck with us. I know y'all individually feel, but there's casualties at war, bro. Right? I know y'all individually catching strays. You know what I'm saying? But it's a collective thing. See, there's few people like you amongst any of the diaspora. So it really makes no, most of the people are going to vote off of whatever we get and not contribute to nothing. And you are Nigerian, so you know that. If you honest, you know that most of these Africans are not going to help Black Americans with anything. You just one of the few ones that will. So you're catching a stray. And that's what I feel. I do feel bad for the ones I know that really fuck with us. But then this is what I'm gonna say though. We don't call people like you Tevas though. You heard? You're not a Teva, you're somebody who grew up around us, who fuck with us for real. And y'all always, and I love to hear people like y'all. If it was more people like y'all, we wouldn't need to delineate. You know what I'm saying? But even you, as a first generation American who's Nigerian by blood, right? Only half of y'all really fuck with us. You part of the half that fuck with us. There's a whole nother half that was born here around us and still got some kind of disdain. And you can hear it. They'll tell you.
Yeah, but it
You know what
comes
I'm
from
saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's like, so now it's only really half of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I will take accountability. It's not completely your fault. There's other factors at play. There's other factors at play. Like one, we told y'all was part of us. Y'all all black, we all one, right? And now we're damn near revoking that shit. And now it feels like we taking something away from you that we get. You feel me? That we started in the first place. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And which is our fault as well. You know what I'm saying? We said we was all one. We was all this. We didn't know it was that many people who didn't really fuck with us like that and that will undermine us. What really happened, bro, it's really Obama that started the wave of us looking like all skin folk is not kinfolk. And then we started to pay more attention after Obama. Because Obama's, they say he's half African, half Kenyan or whatever, he's half white or whatever the case may be. He did more for white people than black. He gave us food stamps, he gave white people business lines of credit. He made like 1,100 more white millionaires in his term than motherfucking uh Bush. You know what I'm saying? Like he was giving white people mad bread, bro, while he was had us focused on food stamps and niggas like Obamacare, while he giving them niggas business credit and home loans and shit, mortgages, and
Mhm.
giving us Section 8 and financial aid. But anyway, Obama was the one that made us think. Cause at first, everybody, all black Americans fuck with Obama. You heard? We like he's black, he's one of us, he's a brother, he is. You know what I'm saying? And when he started to betray us, then we realized, we got that wrong. Then we started to look, bro. Most of the politicians are Caribbeans and Africans. And the reason why they get invited to be politicians is so they could speak on behalf of the black community and say some like backstabbers. They'll say some shit like we don't need reparations or we don't need this or we don't need that and we don't need this or we don't do that. And I could give you a list, bro. I have a video actually. It's a lot of politicians that's like Caribbeans and Africans, although like the Black Caucus in California, most of them is black immigrants, and they do things to undermine us, and we realize they're not us. So it's easy for them to betray us. I'm not saying we don't have no coons that'll betray us. We always had coons that'll betray us, but it's few of them. And it takes more to betray your own people than somebody who's foreign. Like it's easier for me to go betray a Nigerian than my own people.